Now, this is a very important time of the year in and around the garden. You see, this is the time when storms start rolling in, and for our friends in New South Wales and Queensland, you know what I'm talking about. You start getting storms and you've got an old tree, unfortunately it's died and it's leaning over a pathway or leaning over a structure. The last thing you want it to do is to be blown down in a storm. So you have to start cutting this timber up and getting control and cleaning things up. It's all about getting the garden into shape. Unfortunately, this old tree has died, it's hollowed out, it's a real risk. It actually had this big branch that was leaning over here, so it had to be cut down. The good thing about taking this timber down now is it also provides a great source of fuel for fires if you're lucky enough to have a wood fire during the winter months. When it comes to pruning and when you're cutting timber down to size for a fireplace, you need the right tool. And whilst once upon a time a handsaw may have done the job, well, we don't need those compromises anymore because we've got the technology on our side. Still are world famous for a very good reason. They've been making the best quality chainsaws in the world for generations. I've got 5, but I've never had one quite as good as the latest release from Stihl. It's a new generation technology that uses a magnesium piston that delivers an outstanding power to weight ratio whilst delivering maximum cutting speed and high durability. Now, a couple of little handling tips for you when you're actually moving your saw around. Always make sure the chain brake's on. The scabbard needs to be over the chain bar, very important. And always carry it with the blade going back this way. If the bar's going in that direction, there's no way you're going to come in contact with it when you're walking. Oh, one more little bit of expert advice. Make sure you check your chain bar lube before you use it and after. A world first, the MS400CM Stihl chainsaw has rapid acceleration and it uses Stihl's M-tronic technology with Elastis-Start technology, which makes it effortless to start and use in a multitude of garden scenarios. Chainsaws are an invaluable tool in the garden, but you need to make sure you're cautious and careful with how you use them. First up, you pop into your local Stihl dealer. You get your brand new MS400CM. But you don't leave with just that. You need some safety equipment to always ensure that you're protected. You'll need to make sure you've got ear, eye and face protection. Mesh visor must be worn. Steel cap boots are a must, as is chaps, which are required when using a chainsaw. Always use with gloves, which are also handy when you're stacking timber. Remember, this is a motorised saw. When you're using the highest performance saw in the 60cc class, you want the right fuel. The optimised 50:1 ratio pre-mix fuel is perfect for all Stihl engines and has a storage life of 2 years. You'll have excellent starting performance, optimal acceleration, and the Stihl Motor Mix boiling point curve helps to ensure outstanding performance over the entire speed range. You'll also need this stuff. It's bio-oil. It's highly compatible for chain oil use and yet gentle on the environment as it's made from rapeseed oil. And the Bio Plus chain lubricant has one of the best oxidation stabilities of all rapeseed chain lubricants. What does that mean? Your chain doesn't get clogged up with resinification the way it used to. Best of all, it's biodegradable and classed as a non-water pollutant. Highly suitable for use near rivers and streams and ecologically sensitive areas. Now, I could go on forever. This is not just about the superior technology in these chainsaws. It's also about the work that Stihl's doing to reduce the impact on the environment around us. And you might think I've been going on and on about it, but look, this is just the tip of the story. You can find out the rest at your local Stihl dealer. They really are the experts in power garden equipment.